Let's continue here now. Former South African Airways Treasurer, State Capture Whistleblower and Director of Whistleblower House, Cynthia Stimpel, joins us now live. Cynthia, thank you so much for your time. Okay, we don't have her on the video wall. Thank you so much for your time. Now, you were one of a few whistleblowers who dared expose corruption during the state capture years. You not only lost your job as a result, but your life was never the same. You know, the day you decided to blow the whistle on SAA and BNP Capital for one. Now that this is almost over, how do you feel and what are your expectations on the delivery of this final report?
Thank you very much for having and inviting me here to your station. Yes, as a whistleblower, I feel that we really need assistance. And I'm not talking only for myself. I think I am able to take care of myself, but there are many others who are unable to do so. So with the Zondo report coming out now, the final one, he's made recommendations right up front already and now in this final one. And I feel that these recommendations need to be implemented. People who were implicated in the Zondo report need to be charged, prosecuted. There needs to be consequences around that. As a whistleblower, representing now and assisting other whistleblowers from the Whistleblower House, we have formed this group to assist other whistleblowers. We want to encourage people to start speaking out, even though we know the plight that they suffer once they speak out. Currently, we know that this the Zondo report also covers PRASA. And if one just looks at where our current whistleblowers of PRASA are, they have suffered great detriment at the expense of their own livelihoods, whereas the various CEOs of that organization and board members of PRASA were not doing their fiduciary duties for the organization. And because people spoke out, they are the ones suffering. So this type of behavior needs to stop. And I feel that civil society here can play a huge role.
Cynthia, before we completely lose you, let me just let's just discuss this now. Your book titled Hijackers on Board, how one courageous whistleblower yourself against the capture of SAA tells of the scale of, you tell the scale of the blatant wrongdoing at the entity, with specific mention, of course, of the transgressions made by Dudumieni, who has since been declared a delinquent director. Take us back to that time when you were working there, around 2016, when you uncovered all these transgressions and how you bravely decided to call it out.
Yes, thank you. So in 2016, part of my responsibilities in just doing my job was to ensure that we have the best rates for SAA in the funding processes, the correct governance, and following legislation like the PFMA, the Public Finance Management Act. And it was through that type of process I found that our acting CFO at the time and acting CEO together with our board were contravening these very processes, these very legislation for the organization. And therefore I felt I needed to stand up and speak out, because I felt that it shouldn't happen on my watch, that I allow something to happen like this.
All right, thank you so much, Cynthia. That's where we have to leave it for now. Cynthia Stimpel is, of course, the former South African Airways Treasurer, State Capture Whistleblower and Director of Whistleblower House.